Made an executive call to leave Lithgow and head over to Tumut, where I've got an Airbnb for this week. So I'm going to fish the Tumut River and the Goob River. So left at 6 o'clock this morning, and I've stopped in Cowra for breakfast. And this is a cafe where I've stopped, and it serves superb coffee. Wow, Tumut River, don't think I've ever seen it flowing as hard as it is. Look at this. Terrifying. Wow, beautiful. Oh, got it. There we go. Thanks, buddy. So that fish took in that glide over there, and he was probably taking advantage of the slack water behind that rock there. Beautiful, beautiful brown, about a pound and a quarter. So for that beautiful brown trout, I'm fishing my Thomas & Thomas 10'9" for a 3-weight with a sunline, 16 foot of sunline, and then an SA sighter, 1X. So the sunline is 1X, the sighter is also 1X. Tippet ring on the top and the bottom of the sighter, and little tags, and then 4.5X, and took the Gummer's Carpet Caddis, which is off a dropper tag, and then I've just got a sort of like a heavily weighted Paragon style nymph to just get the fly down. Look at that for a view. What a stunning river. Right, Weber temperature check outside, 24. In the river, 13. Rainbow. Beautiful. Wow. Stunning. Top jaw. Scotty would be proud. There we go. Thank you, buddy. So to fish this deeper water, I've changed to a dry dropper. Good old Cat 3 Chernobyl, and then a Gummer's Carpet Caddis. And that fish took in the run just on the left hand side of that big rock. Took about there. And the dropper tag's about 2 feet. Beautiful. There. Thanks, buddy. It's actually a bridge over there, and I can see someone walking on it. It's just on the lift. Beautiful. Another rainbow. There we go. Happy days. Right, so I've switched to a double caddis setup. I've got the Gummers Carpet Caddis on 4.5x on a dropper tag, and that most recent fish I caught it on another caddis. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a little black beaded caddis, and that was the first cast with this caddis. Just in the lip. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Some people crossing the bridge, struggling to cross the bridge. That's the older son wiggling the bridge. Classic. You are now on private land. Access along track permitted. Trespassers have and will be vigorously prosecuted. So that's the trout hatchery over there. Right, that's the view downstream, and that's the view upstream. You definitely want to be quite careful on that bridge. It's pretty sketchy. From the travelling stock reserve where I parked to that bridge was 2.2 k's, and it took me 3.5 hours to fish that for 5 fish. That's perfect. 2.2 k's of fishing and then 500 meters back to the car. Happy days. That beer is going to taste good. I've been very lucky in terms of gear failures. I've really hardly had any. The repair to my Super 10, that was my fault. I snapped the tip, and my reel seat has actually come loose on my Air 2, and I've just sent that back to the States to have that repaired, and I'm sure that that'll be repaired under warranty. But in terms of expensive equipment and failures, I've just had my first one. So my squaller waders are now leaking, and the first time I used my squaller waders were in New Zealand this year, which was in February. They were brand new then, and I've just got back from a little fishing adventure, and they are now leaking. So in terms of wet level, these are my pants. So they're wet up until the knees, basically. So I'm not sure where it is that it's leaking, but what I do know is it's wet on both the left and the right hand side. So something's up. I did think I felt water when I last fished in them, but I wasn't sure. And then today I was basically waiting for a whole sort of 4 hours, and definitely they wet through. Yeah, that's interesting. The Sims, my Sims, which are older and have got plenty of signs of wear, these are still bulletproof, waterproof. So I'm not sure if there's any conclusion you can draw from that. I have fished the Squaller more, because I do actually prefer the design of the Squaller. Although I do think the Sims are actually easier to get off. There is something about the way that they've done the neoprene, which does make it easier to pull them off. In any case, draw from that what you may.